Hey there, I'm Michelle. Thank you so much for being here. Today's reading will be what messages your higher self would like you to know. This will be a timeless reading, so whenever you come across it is the perfect time for you. If you're new to these readings, I've pulled out 4 cards that you can choose from. The one that you're feeling the most drawn to will be the right reading for you. I will then put timestamps in the description so that you can jump ahead to your reading. So let's have a look at our 4 cards. The first card is Manifestation. The second card is Career. The third card is Empowerment. And the fourth card is Lighten Your Load. So take a moment to feel into which card you're feeling most drawn to. It might be the word or the image or the colors of the card. Take your time, but remember to just go with your intuition as to which card to choose. If you are being drawn to more than one card, that's totally okay. Feel free to watch whichever ones you're being called to watch, because there may be additional messages that are meant for you within that reading. Also, just a quick note, because this is a general reading, please remember to use your intuition and take what resonates from this reading. It should feel like a confirmation to what you've already been feeling. Kind of like a nod from your higher self. Okay, so when you're ready, you can find the timestamps in the description box and head over to your reading, and I will see you there. Hello to everyone who chose card number 1, which was the Manifestation card. So let's see what your higher self has to say about manifestation, or something in particular that you've been trying to manifest into your life. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over our tarot cards. We have the 4 of Cups. Perhaps feeling a little bit of frustration in your life right now, not seeing the things that you want to manifest. We have Temperance, suggesting a need for balance. We have the 7 of Cups. So perhaps you're considering a few different things right now and you're not quite sure what decision or path to move forward on. And the King of Swords, which is all about sort of mastering that logical side of you, decision making and that kind of thing. So when I'm looking at these together, I'm feeling like perhaps what your higher self is trying to tell you about manifestation, or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, is that you're caught up a little bit in your situation instead of what you actually want to create. So I'm getting this feeling that you're looking at your life right now and you're kind of focused on the discontent that you're feeling. You're focused on things that aren't going right. You can see in her face, she even looks a little bit bored, but it can just be not seeing the positive side, kind of turning a blind eye to the things that might actually be going right in your life, and just kind of feeling discontent. And with the Temperance here too, I feel like your higher self is asking you to find more balance. Perhaps you've been trying something specific around manifestation, like some sort of practice, and you feel like that's not working, and you've just been so focused on this. And your higher self is saying you need to just lighten up a little bit and let some of that go. Go with the flow, look around and acknowledge the things that are working in your life, the little positive things, day-to-day things that maybe you're not paying attention to because you're so focused on trying to manifest this one thing into your life. Now with the 7 of Cups, I mentioned earlier choices. And the 7 of Cups card is about feeling like, there's multiple directions in front of you. Even if there's not, several different choices, maybe if there's just 2 choices or even just one thing you're considering that's different from what you're doing right now. The idea here is that you're feeling frustrated because you don't know if it's all going to work. You're worried about whether you're making the right choice. You're worried about the outcome. you might even be feeling like you wish there was some sort of guarantee that you will know it's all going to work out before you take this chance or before you keep working at this thing that you're doing. And unfortunately, I mean, we all know that's not really how life works. There is no guarantee. There's no way of knowing how things are going to work out or how things are going to play out until you actually start taking some steps and start doing it. And then we have the King of Swords, which, like I mentioned, is all about like really wise, logical decisions. You can see he's got the owl here. He's sort of sitting at the top of this like mountain. He's got a bird's eye view. So to me, this is suggesting that your higher self is wanting you to step back. You're really, really focused on this thing, and it's almost like you have tunnel vision on this one thing, and you're not seeing the big picture. You're not seeing everything else around you. So what we need to do is get kind of up on that mountaintop where you can see everything in front of you with just more of a logical sense of what's happening in your life instead of getting really wrapped up in the emotions of it all and, worrying about what's going to happen and worrying if you're making the right choice, because there isn't always a right choice necessarily. It's just making a choice and then making the best of that choice and course correcting if you need to as you go. So your higher self is really saying to you that you need to step back, you need to find some balance, you need to be able to almost remove yourself from the situation a little bit so you can see things more clearly, see things from a broader perspective, from a higher perspective. And from there, I think you're going to be able to feel a little bit more clarity about what to do next. And again, like I said, remembering that we don't know how things are going to turn out in life. We can't possibly know until we actually start taking those steps. So that's something, again, that I'm seeing here. Let's have a look at your next cards. We have base chakra. This is about getting grounded, getting rooted, getting centered, building a foundation of like feeling secure in yourself and secure in what you're doing. This can also point to like needing grounded energy, like needing more balance, like we talked about with the Temperance card. It might help to do some meditation to help you kind of ground into whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, and just feeling grounded in everyday life. It might help to get out in nature, take some time for self-care, that kind of thing. And our next card is Deception and Envy. Okay, so this is kind of making me feel like that, the importance of getting that bird's eye view again. Like maybe something is not quite how you think it is, and you need to step back and have another look at this situation. Now, I don't necessarily feel like the deception and envy is somebody being deceitful towards you, although it could be because everyone's situation here is going to be a little bit different. But I feel like you might actually even be deceiving yourself with your own mind, like telling yourself that it's not working, or telling yourself that things aren't going to work out, or telling yourself fearful thoughts, and that is keeping you from actually manifesting what it is that you want. So really pay attention to your mindset. Pay attention to what's going around outside of the little bubble that you've been in. Look for signs and synchronicities and all that in your life, that things are actually working out for you. Little hints that things are, on the right path. And yeah, just pay attention to your mindset, that you're not getting too wrapped up in how difficult things are or the negativity of it, and taking time for yourself to find some of that balance so that you feel better about the situation. And our last card is The Energy is Gaining Momentum. Okay, so again, a little nod from your higher self here. If you've been feeling like you've been putting in work and you've been taking steps and you're doing things and nothing's happening, just know that things are shifting. The more that you can get out of your head and actually just start taking action and feeling more grounded and confident as you do it, and really watching your mindset, the more that is going to gain momentum and things are going to start shifting and working out for you. So group number 1, that is what your higher self has to share with you today. I hope that that was helpful. If it was, feel free to leave me a comment and like this video. And if you enjoyed this reading, please subscribe to my channel so that I can see you again soon in another one. Thanks so much. Bye. Hello to everyone who chose card number 2, which was career. So let's see what kind of advice your higher self has for you regarding your career. So let's go ahead and flip over our tarot cards. We have the Queen of Wands. Awesome. Really beautiful energy. Lots of confidence and spark and charisma in this card. Probably your higher self suggesting that you really tap into that Queen of Wands energy. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, interesting. This is typically like a knight in shining armor type feeling, a new like romantic partner sometimes coming in. But it's also just a card of like a new opportunity, something new coming in that is really like there's that romantic feeling with it. And so to do with your career, it's feeling like an opportunity that feels really like perfect for you, almost like you know, they're really like trying to sweeten the pot to get you to, you know, get on board with whatever position it is or that kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see if you get some sort of opportunity offered to you in the next little bit. We have the Emperor. Okay, so lots of strong energy coming out here. The Emperor is all about, you know, building his empire and really like strategic and strong and you know, taking bold action and that kind of thing. And the King of Cups. Okay, so this is very, very interesting reading. Lots of big energies and lots of kind of balance in the energies. Like we have the Queen of Wands, who is like full of like energy and spark and creativity and like she's not afraid to get out there and be herself. This is a card of like not playing small. So I definitely feel like your higher self is saying, you know, embrace what you can do, be confident. You're probably not believing in yourself enough, not believing in what you're capable enough. So don't be afraid to get out there and take bold action, and definitely don't play small. And then we have this Emperor, which is, you know, some of the same feeling, but a little bit more relaxed. Like you can see in the picture here, he's a little bit more relaxed about it. He is very intentional and strategic, and he knows what's going on, and he is building his empire brick by brick and really focused on that. And then this King of Cups energy is like really tuned into his inner wisdom, right? Like he is really calm and connected, and he also has like a lot of empathy for the other people around him, very connected to what he wants and his own desires and that kind of thing. So some really interesting energy. Now it could be that somebody new is coming into your life. Really any of these cards could embody somebody that is coming into your life that might be helping you with your career. So pay attention for that. Watch out for those kind of personalities coming into your life, because that person could be important to you. But it also could be your higher self saying that you need to really embrace what it is that you want. Like be strategic, really think about the plan. What do you want to create with your life? But do so from a place of inner knowing, not just what you think you should do, but what are you really being called to do? Like the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands, both energies are very like in tune with what they personally desire. So focus on really going inward to see, what do you actually want? What kind of empire would you create for yourself and for your loved ones? I'm noticing too, the King of Cups, there's like a little envelope down here as well. And so I do feel like there's some sort of news that's going to be coming your way, whether you have a person coming into your life or whether you have like an email from somebody saying, hey, I just heard about this opportunity, or let me, introduce you to this person or whatever. But something that's going to be coming into your life in the near future with an opportunity that's going to shift things in your career. Let's have a look at your next cards here. We have Passion Ignited. Okay, so something that you're passionate about. This is giving me some Queen of Wands vibes here as well, like really creative, something that's really heart-centered, something that you're really passionate about. So if you're feeling like you're not doing that in your career right now, I think it's, again, time to turn inward and really focus on what lights you up, what drives you, what motivates you, what inspires you. How can you incorporate that into your career? And then we have, okay, the waiting game. So this is a good little heads up from your higher self to not get discouraged if it takes a little longer than you think. If you feel like you've been, waiting or, putting out resumes, doing interviews, looking for clients, whatever it is that you're doing in your career and it's taking some time, just a little, heads up from your higher self to keep going, to keep working on this. It will just take a little bit longer than you think, so don't get discouraged by that. And our last card, you're very close to achieving your goal. Beautiful. So I feel like these kind of go hand in hand here, but I was just talking about that you're nearly there. So don't give up. Keep going, keep working, keep looking for opportunities. Make sure that you explore any opportunities that do come to you, because something might be popping up, a new person or something in your inbox. And again, don't get frustrated if it takes a little bit longer than you think, because everything is definitely working out. There's so much beautiful energy here. Like literally this whole reading is beautiful. So don't give up on that. Change is coming, and whatever it is that you're working towards, you're nearly there. So that is your reading, group number 2. I hope that you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave me a comment below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. If you liked this reading, I would love if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that I can see you again soon in another reading. Bye. Hello to everyone who chose card number 3, which was empowerment. So this card right away is making me feel that there's a message of trusting yourself and connecting with like your intuition, your inner wisdom, your inner strength, your inner knowing. So let's see what else your higher self has to say about this. Let's go ahead and flip over our tarot cards. We have the King of Pentacles. So beautiful energy there, lots of abundance, happy, home life, wealth, family connections, security. He's got everything that he needs, and he's in a very, very happy, good place. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So this is about chasing something, often chasing success or chasing a goal, moving really quickly towards this goal. The challenge with this one is to just be careful not to run people over in your path, or to not be too hasty, because sometimes if you're not, paying attention to what goal you're chasing or why you're chasing it, you can end up, running towards something that you don't even want, or missing things as you, move in that direction. Let's see here. We have the Five of Pentacles. So this is about feeling disappointed, or sometimes feeling kind of trapped in your situation, feeling afraid. Often it's about like financial security or financial fears, feeling like things are not working out in your life. And I always say with this particular card, there's a door that appears to be shut, but you can see the keyhole, and the key's actually right here. But because sometimes when you're so wrapped up in what's happening with you, you can't always see the way out, right? Like you're so consumed with your situation, it feels sometimes even hopeless. It can be hard to see the way out. So this is, a card of really kind of tuning in and finding your own inner strength and finding the answers or the opportunity to look more broadly outside of your situation, to see some opportunities that maybe you're not seeing right now. Let's see what our last tarot card is. The Three of Pentacles. This is about building community or building something with other people. So let's have a look at all of these together. Now, a couple of these could be someone in your life, like for example, the Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles. These could represent someone that is currently in your life or that is coming into your life that might be important to your situation. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is probably more like what you're hoping for in terms of empowerment, because the King of Pentacles is very empowered. He's a very kind person. He's very loving and giving, and he's had a lot of success. He has a lot of security. He has a lot of financial abundance. He has, his friends and family around him. So I feel like that's probably the feeling that you're going for, the thing that you want, but that perhaps you're feeling kind of trapped right now. And maybe even you've been chasing a goal and you're at this point where you're not sure if that goal is actually even what you want. So I do feel like your higher self is suggesting that to look outside of yourself for support as well, to lean into some friendships, to lean into community. Perhaps there's a group that you're a part of, or there's a group that you're interested in joining that might be really supportive for you to kind of help lift you out of this situation. This could also suggest that you're going to build something with someone, create like a business with a couple of people, or a partner or something like that. So let's have a look at our next cards and just see if they bring a little more insight to this. Okay, we have obstacles and challenges. So again, that feeling very similar to the Five of Pentacles here, of feeling like challenges just keep coming up. You're working towards something, you're moving towards something, and it feels like roadblocks keep coming up and keep, closing doors, or things just aren't working out for you. Then we have moving on. Okay, so something about your situation is going to be ending. And in this case, you can see this is actually a positive card. Even though the situation might feel difficult, and even though the ending might feel difficult, you can see that the person in this card is moving towards a better direction, where there's light, where the leaves are green and everything behind is kind of dark, and the leaves are brown. So even though this might feel like a difficult situation, there is a path that will open for you, or a door that will open that is actually going to end up much brighter than what you were originally looking towards. Let's have a look at our last card too. And it says surrender to the divine. So this is, again, making me feel like what we talked about in the very beginning, of being really in tune with your inner wisdom, your inner voice, connecting to your higher self. So perhaps your higher self has been trying to connect with you for a while, and it's been really hard to hear those messages from your higher self. And maybe it's been partly because you've been chasing something that you thought you wanted, and it turned out to not be what you expected, or that there was just a lot more obstacles along the way than you were expecting. So your higher self in this reading is really saying, don't get caught up in feeling like there's no way out. There's always a way out. It's just that sometimes we can't see it because of everything that we're kind of wrapped up in. It can be really challenging when you're feeling like, nothing's working out, or you're having all these obstacles and challenges. It can feel like you just don't want to do it anymore. Like there's just too much. You just don't want to keep looking, or you don't want to look beyond, what it is that you're currently stuck in. And so, take the time to heal, take the time to seek out support. I feel like support is a key here. Joining a group perhaps that might bring you support, and it could be something like therapy. It could be some sort of support group, but it could also just be something in your community, like taking a class, or joining something new that you haven't done before. Like this is, something creative here that they're building together. So taking an art class, or taking, some kind of exercise class, or joining some kind of group that's going to get you out and meeting new people. And I feel like that is going to be really instrumental in helping you to heal and helping you to see new opportunities and new doors that maybe you're not seeing right now. And with this surrender to the divine card, again, that's just making me feel like surrender is not the same as giving up. Surrender is taking a step back, realizing that perhaps you've been chasing something that you don't want anymore, or that's just not working out. And it's taking a step back and going within and figuring out what would actually feel more in alignment, what would feel more true and authentic to you. That's, I think, the key that you need to be focusing on right now is what feels true and authentic to you. And I think that getting out there and embracing support from others is going to help you reconnect to that part of yourself and help you move towards more of that King of Pentacles energy of feeling secure and feeling grounded and feeling more abundant in your life. So that is what I have for you, group number 3. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and found it helpful. If you did, I would love if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that I can see you again soon in another video. Bye. Hello to everyone who chose card number 4, which is Lighten Your Load. So if you've been feeling burdened, if you've been feeling like you have too much on your plate right now, we're going to have a look at what your higher self has to say about that and any suggestions or advice they might have. So let's have a look at your tarot cards. And we have the Chariot. Okay, so this could be why you're feeling like you have a lot on your plate right now, or feeling overwhelmed, because the Chariot is like full speed ahead type energy. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, Queen of Pentacles is, if you have a look at this card, she is very grounded and centered. This is the energy that I feel like you need to embrace, or that your higher self is suggesting that you embrace. It's really centered, grounded, at peace, really sure of who she is and what she wants, and really connected to nature as well. So it could be that some suggestions from your higher self to lighten your load are to reconnect with nature, take good care of yourself as well. Self-care is important. Let's see what else we have here. We have the Justice card. So some of you might have been going through some legal stuff, or feeling like some karma stuff coming into play. Some of you might also be dealing with your shadow side and coming to terms with some of your fears, some of the things about you that maybe you don't love, and learning how to accept that in yourself. And we have the High Priestess. Okay, we have some amazing cards here, some really big cards. The High Priestess is about really connecting with your inner self, with your higher self, with your intuition, with the divine, really being in tune with the universe and with what you want and need. So some interesting cards here, because we have like the Chariot, the Justice, and the High Priestess are all major arcana cards, and then the Queen of Pentacles is some big energy too. So I feel like you're going through quite a big transformation at this time. Sometimes things happen to wake us up a bit. Like sometimes we get to that breaking point where we can't go on, and it's actually that breaking point, as difficult as it is, that causes us to shift and that causes us to change, because we realize we cannot keep going like that. So if you've been feeling like you've been going full steam ahead and you have, way too much going on and just so much on your shoulders and so much burden, maybe things that are happening that are difficult, this might be, a sign that things need to radically shift in your life. And I suspect that you probably already feel that. You probably have already been feeling this High Priestess energy coming in, and feeling this transformation happening within. There might be a lot of healing that needs to happen right now, because often as we go through something like this, we have to face parts of ourselves that are scary. And if maybe you haven't been able to set boundaries in your life, or maybe you've had people that you feel like, were taking advantage of you, walking all over you, or, being a burden, then sometimes we have to face that within ourselves. Like, why do we keep letting this happen? And I don't mean that as a way to like shame you in any way, or say that, if you've been the victim, to say that it's your fault. That's not what I mean at all. I just mean, why do we keep repeating patterns? Why do we keep saying yes when we mean no? What's going on internally to us there? And what kind of healing do we need to have in order to break free from this? So some of the things I'm seeing from your higher self is getting more grounded, getting, back in tune with nature, getting more flow into your life, taking care of your own needs first, and also that connection. So creating some sort of practice that's going to allow you to connect to higher wisdom, to your higher self, to access that more. This is a card of, you might be feeling more psychic abilities strengthening. You might be having dreams that are just really interesting and trying to teach you things about your life or give you signs and symbols and that kind of thing. So really pay attention to what kind of signs and synchronicities are happening in your life and what they might mean for you. Let's have a look at your next cards here too. New beginnings. So this is traditionally the Fool card. So transformation for sure, like I was just talking about, a new beginning and a big new beginning. So a drastic change in your life and the way that you want to live your life, and perhaps something, some sort of change in terms of like even where you're living. I could see that. We have the World up here, so I feel like you might be rethinking, where you're living or what you're doing or your part in the world. So I definitely feel some big change on the horizon here. Prosperity begins. Okay, beautiful. So whatever change you're making right now, you're in the process of planting seeds. You're in the process of, starting this change. And as you nurture it, as you continue to give this, the care and attention, whatever it is that you want to do in your life, this new direction that you want to take, the more love and attention and care that you give to it, the more it's going to grow. I'm seeing a lot of nature here too, between the World and then the Queen of Pentacles with all of this nature, and then planting trees. So I feel like that might be important to you. It could be something to do with where you are, thinking of putting down roots. So if you're thinking of moving, and just know that that's a little nod from your higher self that you're on the right track there. But whatever it is that you're thinking of beginning, of placing those roots, of starting that foundation, that is intuitively led. And your higher self is telling you that you are on the right track, that you are, all this whole experience that you're having is valid, and that whatever you've been feeling intuitively about the situation, you're on the right track. You are not wrong in whatever it is that you've been thinking and feeling about this. And if you feel like you need to step away from something in order for you to thrive, in order for you to give yourself the attention that you need, that's the right thing for you to do. Let's have a look at your Moonology. Okay, and it says a time for healing, which makes perfect sense considering everything we just talked about. So whatever you've gone through over the last little while, it's time now to take all of that in and give yourself time to heal, give yourself time to process. I think you've probably learned a lot from whatever it is that you've been through, and you're going to take all of that experience, everything that you've learned, and you're going to take that to this new direction. And that's going to just help you be even stronger in whatever it is that you're creating next. So although there is some challenges here that you're facing right now in terms of lightening your load, whatever it is that you're carrying on your back right now or on your shoulders, there are so many beautiful cards here. So it's really telling me that even if this is a challenging time for you, you're going to come through this on the other side, and you're going to actually eventually feel grateful for everything you've learned. Now, you don't have to feel grateful for a difficult situation, but I mean grateful for the lessons that you've learned and for the person that you've become and the strength that you've gained, and for how solid you've become in knowing yourself and knowing what you need and putting your own needs first. So that's really the kind of energy that your higher self wants you to embrace. Putting your own needs first, taking care of what you need, and really tuning in to that higher wisdom so that your higher self can get more messages to you and really help you in order to create this new foundation that you're working on. So that is your reading for all of you that chose card number 4. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, I would love if you gave this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that I can see you again soon in another reading. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.